Chapter 8 Tables in HTML5. My name is Dion and this is a video for education.org. Tables. Why are we going to use tables? Then the tag table itself. We're going to discuss the table row, mandatory. The table data, data, mandatory. Then the attribute call span, you can combine columns with it. And the attribute row span, you can combine rows with it. Last but not least, the table header for heading. So why tables? You can organize visual elements really nice with a table. You really have the feeling you can display wherever you want to display some element. And not even just horizontally, but also vertically. Not just text, also pictures as well. Tables are real good for structuring your page visually. You can use CSS. Well, with HTML you must use CSS in addition. So we're not going to make it fancy. Go for the CSS course for that. So this is the tag table. So we start with the table tag and we close it with a table tag, and in between there comes a lot of more data. So in between here comes all data, and we'll discuss now what we're going to do. So let's first make the beginning. Going to the template, here we go. File, save as, and I'm going to call it table.html. Here now, save table, file, save, and you can open this one, and nothing happens really because it's not complete. Just opening table tag and closing table tag doesn't do anything. We have to put something in between. For example, well, we must put in table rows. You see, this is a table row. The horizontal parts is a table row. This is a table row. This is a table row. This is a table row. And that is a table row. Those are table rows. Then we have to put them in between. So let's put in our table rows. Table row, closing table row. And we had 5 of the rows, so just use the rows in there and save it. Then comes the table data. This is a mistake, not the table date, it's table data. I will fix it in this presentation for you so you can download it. So then comes the table data, and the table data is a column. We see here 1, 2, 3 columns. And of course you can choose how much columns you want. So this is a table data. So we see 1, 2, 3. We're going to put the table data, and we have to put the table data into the table row. So we have to put the table data into the table row. So in this row are 3 columns. I'm going to copy it. So this is for the first one, and then I have to do it for each row. So here comes copy and paste. Here comes one, here comes one, and for the last comes one. So this is it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and within each rows we have 1, 2, 3 columns. I will put in some text. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Here comes the text. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's go further in hexadecimal. A, B, C, D, E, F. File, save, and now we're going to check how it's going to look like. So this is everything, but it's not correct. I made a mistake somewhere. Table row, table row, table row, table data, table row, table row. Yeah, that's not good. I forgot the whole table. So this is opening tag of the table and the closing tag of the table. How can I forget that? Busy with videos, not good for me. Talking too much, not good for me. I'm happy you're still here. So replace it. Yeah, refresh, and this is the table row. It's handier for now if I'm designing it to show the borders of the table, because this looks like normal text. What I can do is say here, border is 1. And normally to make your table look fancy, use CSS, but from now I can just dirty use it. I will use it just for now, just for making it more visual, but I won't advise you to use it. So border 1, I'm not advise you to use it in production environments, just for testing. So file, save, I'm going to refresh it, and I will draw a border of 1, and this makes everything much more visible. So that was a table data we saw. Now the next, we have an attribute, and I can use it into my table data, and it's called a col span. And I can combine the columns, and I can, after you use it in this table data, the first one, I say 2, and then I say it spans 2 columns, so it will be 2 columns big, and then it will look like this. It will just have the width of 2 columns. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it in this one here, and I say col span is 2. If I say 2, then I have to get rid of this one. Well, actually the second one, because this one is eaten now by the first one. So get rid of this one, file, save. I'm going to refresh it, and I see it is 2 columns wide now. The next one is the row span is 2. What I also can do is use in the table data, say row span is 2, and then it will take 2 rows, for instance, for this table. So I can do it, and I say row span is 2, and then it will be 2 rows big. So first I have to fix this one. Oh well, I will do it, let's say, not in the top one, but I will do it here. So I will say row span is 2. And then this table data will eat that one. So I can get rid of this one. File, save, and refresh. And you see this one was eaten by that one. Nice. Now the last one we see is the TH, and it's a table header. What it can do is use a header in a table. A table could contain a header that's, let's say, bold or italic, or has a background color that's different. Let's say it's grayish background, so you can define your rows or your tables. We can do it here as well. And how are we going to use heading? Easily, instead of the TR, use TH. So where you want a heading, just change TR for TH. So going here, this is, let's say I want to have a, well, let's go to back one. I want here my headers, so I will go in here, and it's, don't say TD, but say TH. Here as well, TH, and of course the closing tag has to be TH as well. I'm going to save it, then refresh, and now you see this is the heading. And Mozilla Firefox chooses this to be bold. Maybe they could choose it to be italic or another background, or doesn't matter. Can I also do a heading for row 3? Well, let's try it out. So this is row 3, and now this will be the table heading. Save. And yeah, so it works here as well. So we can easily make it heading. And with CSS, the cascading style sheets, you can choose whatever you want. If you don't like the bold, you can change it any way you want. It's that flexible. So what did we see? Because this is already the end of the video. Why are we using tables? I'm really flexible of displaying information next to each other visually. Then we discussed about the table. Don't forget that one. You start with this tag and close with the closing tag. And I forgot it in the demo. Then the table row. This defines how many rows you want. Inside the table row you put a table data, and this is the column. We discussed the call span, so put it into the table data, and you can combine columns, and you can, in my example, had 2, but you can also say I want to do a call span of 3. It's your choice. Then the row span, combining rows, and at the end we saw the heading. Just use TH for table header to display the header. This was Dion Dresches for educational.org, and I want to thank you for staying smart.
Hi, my name is Jacob Reber, and I'm a junior developer here, and I'm going to talk to you today briefly about CSS and integrating it with HTML. So for those of you that don't know, beginners or whatnot, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and like I said, you can integrate it with HTML, and that's pretty much like a standard thing today. So the way I learned it and the way I think of CSS and HTML is being object-oriented. So you're going to have like your HTML classes, and they call the CSS. So I have an example right here. So I label my thing div class move nav. So this is my class, what it's called, move nav, and then I just close it off. So this right here is my whole class, and it is going to call my CSS, which is all right here, this whole thing. So this is calling here, object-oriented. And these are the parameters for what it's doing. So it's going to be moving my navigation bar from the top 40 pixels down, and then nothing from the bottom, nothing from the right, and then 1 pixel to the left. And that's pretty much just a basic thing of what HTML and CSS looks like. And these are in different files, so this is all your HTML code, and then this will be like a separate file, and they just call. And what helped me out a lot when I first started learning was using Google Chrome with Firebug. Because Firebug is actually like a program that helps you, I guess, see what it's doing right in real time. So you can type this in and then go to your CSS and do whatever, and you can see right on the website what it's doing, and go from there, I guess. So, thank you.
Alright, so here's the website that I've been working on, and basically what I want to do and show you guys is I want to move this navigation bar up top here, just down wherever I want. And before I get into that, like a good tool to use that I was talking about earlier was the Firebug. And here's on Chrome, there's this little Firebug icon right here. You can click on it and it'll bring this up with your HTML code. And you can go inside here and look at pretty much anything, whatever your cursor's pointing to, it'll highlight it for you. And then you can actually go in here in the CSS, but another way to do it really fast, if you want to find something like the navigation bar, for instance, you just right click up here, click inspect with Firebug, and it boom, brings you right here. So that's like an easy way to do it. And then you can go into the CSS and find where your stuff is. I named mine move nav right here, and basically all I did was make a box above this navigation bar so I can make that bigger or smaller, and that'll move this down. So right here it shows you, like earlier when I was on the whiteboard, this is the inline, and it just shows you padding top. It's 40 pixels down, and you can change it right here and watch it change. Like I'll move it 250 pixels down, and there you see it moved right down, and you can change it to wherever you want, 30 or 10 or whatever you want. So but this changing it on here doesn't actually change it in the website itself. It's only changing in your cached browser. So in order to change it on the actual website, you have to have permission or access to it or whatever your website is. But I use Dreamweaver to do that, and I go in here, and this is the move nav thing, and you can see padding 40 pixels, and that's the same thing as right here. This is just inline, whereas this isn't. And so basically you just change it right here. So if I want 250, change it right here, and then I'm gonna upload it to the server. This will take a second. So boom, there it goes. Okay, so then we go here, and we can refresh it. Actually, I guess I should refresh it earlier. It's gonna be the same. Yeah. Well, there's what it looks like now that I changed it, and then you can go into back into the Firebug. Let's see. Oh, where's my template? Alright. CSS. Of course it would do this. Let's see. If I refresh it again. There it is. Okay, so it's in my template. And then my move nav right here. So there you go, 250 pixels right there, and then we can change that again right here. But anyways, Dreamweaver again, you can change it. Let's say we want it at 150, so 150, let's upload it. Boom. Okay. And we'll click refresh on here. Boom, moved up a little bit, and there you go. So that's pretty much the basics of it, and there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. So see you next time.